Autobots, roll out!
Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers masterpiece MPM 12 Bumblebee Movie Optimus Prime, and I love this toy. Released in the summer of 2021, this is brand new and starting to hit store shelves right now as of the time of this recording. This is a Target exclusive and it retails for approximately $120. So here we have everything that comes included in the package. So we've got the box itself. We'll take a quick look at it first. So here we have Optimus Prime in both the robot and in his vehicle mode. We got the Transformers logo, Masterpiece Edition here at the top. Transformers Bumblebee, indicating that this is from the Bumblebee movie, MPM 12 Optimus Prime. Going around the side here, we got some more product shots of Prime in both his robot and his vehicle mode. Along the other side, we got a nice shot of the vehicle mode itself. And then along the back, we've got some more product shots, just showing us a couple of features like the articulated head, the ion blaster, articulated hands, articulated chest plates, matrix of leadership, and storage for the blaster. That's about it for the packaging. Also included inside, we're going to get the sheet of instructions, which is a relatively large sheet and pretty easy to follow. So that's about it for the instructions themselves. And then we get Prime and the blaster itself. Now, taking a quick look at the blaster, just to kind of show you, because it does have a quote-unquote storage mode for the vehicle mode, like it said in the box. All you're going to do here, this is double hinge, so we can fold this up and over like that. And there are tabs on the side of the weapon right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go around the back of the vehicle. Right here are two slots, and you can tab this back here for weapon storage if you want to store your weapon back there, which I don't think looks great. It's never been my thing. You guys know me. I don't like these obvious storage options for vehicles, but it's there as an option if you want to use it. Now, Prime himself here is Prime in his vehicle mode. He does come included with the Matrix of Leadership. We're going to see that later because it does come packaged already inside the robot. But here's Prime in his vehicle mode, and the vehicle mode is approximately 8 inches long, about 3 inches tall, 4 if you want to go up here to the top of the smokestacks. And it's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. So there has been a lot of, let's say, controversy or discussion about this vehicle mode, and I can't really argue with any of them. Let's just start with the front of the cab here. The front of the cab looks amazing. This is a really nice cab. Of course, he's detailed in red with some silver paint. You got the white stripes, some black details, silver rims. We got some nice die-cast metal parts here for the tanks and whatnot, which is really nice. And then, of course, we've got blue on the back. So starting out here in the front, you've got the nice clear windows, nice detailing. You got a lot of that rivet detail in the front there and on the side panels. That looks really good. You've got the windows here for the doors, Autobot logo right there on the panel. You got those storage compartments back here, the little ladder, gas tank. All of this looks really, really good. Then you get to about here, and this is where kind of the problems start, right? You've got these nice silver painted smokestacks, and these are rubber. So this is good because, you know, they're not going to get damaged or broken or snapped off or anything like that. Then you get to the back here. So a lot of people have been complaining about what has been referred to now as the kitty ears. I know why they're there. Could they have done something with those? I don't know. Possibly there are so many folding panels with this robot that I think they could have maybe come up with something to fold those away, but they didn't. I know why they're there. They're there for the robot mode, and they look good in the robot mode. But they're there. Honestly, they don't bother me as much as they seem to bother a whole lot of other people. But they're there, right? But then you get to the back of the truck, and it's not a terrible back to the truck, but it's also not great. Let's be honest here. Let's look at the Studio Series one. I think they had it nailed down with the Studio Series. The back of the truck on the Studio Series is so much cleaner and cohesive and actually looks like an Earth truck, right, than the one on the Masterpiece. Look at this. It's weird. I think if they would have taken this and combined it with this, that would have been a nice Masterpiece figure. The way I feel about this figure, now don't get me wrong, I don't hate this. I actually quite like this figure a lot. This isn't a terrible back to the truck. It just doesn't look like an Earth truck. right? This looks more like something maybe Cybertronian to me, honestly. This one, the Studio Series, that looks like a proper Earth vehicle. If you look at the back of the truck there, right? So to me, it kind of almost feels like, rather than a masterpiece figure, this almost feels like somebody's idea of some sort of a premium, maybe a premium series figure or something like that, where somebody was just kind of putting their own signature style into this, rather than a masterpiece. That's kind of what this feels like to me. Masterpiece figures, at least up to this point, the whole purpose has been to give us an Earth perfect vehicle mode, right? That transforms into a robot that's going to look as close to the model as possible, right? I think this may be the first time we get a masterpiece figure where the vehicle mode doesn't look appropriate to the actual Earth vehicle that it's trying to emulate. And that's weird. But anyway, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I know some people are just going to completely disagree with that, and that's fine. I understand that. But that still doesn't make for a bad toy. This is still a very nice figure. It looks, it's fun to transform. It's relatively simple and fun to transform. It makes a fantastic robot mode. And guess in what mode this guy's going to be displayed on my shelf anyway? It's going to be displayed in robot mode. So that's fine with me. He rolls perfectly fine. Not a whole lot of robot kibble to show, which is also pretty cool. He does have a hitch back here, this little slot back here. If you have one of the MPM or the, what is it? I think it's MP44's trailer, which I don't have. This will work with the MP44 trailer. Unless you have, if you have the weapon installed, then the trailer is not going to work. So you have to remove the weapon and maybe put it inside the trailer. But there you go. Yeah, very, very nice. I do quite like it. A couple of comparisons. Here he is, once again, with the Studio Series figure. So you can see what these guys look like together. And again, both of these are perfectly fine versions of the Bumblebee Movie Prime. I like them. I like them both quite a lot. So there's that. And then just because, here he is with the Wei Jiang M01 Commander. This is the KO oversized version that I reviewed recently. I absolutely adore this figure. And yeah, this is more of a G1 style truck. But he does transform into a movie-style robot, so that's why I wanted to bring him in here. All right, so that is about it for comparisons. Let's get into transformation. All right, so starting off with transformation, we're going to start off, let's see, right here. Just take the smokestacks and turn them outwards, just like that. We're going to take these panels right here, and we're going to fold these up. There's a little tab right there, tab and slot. Just tab those in. I kind of love the way that looks with the two Autobot logos, I'm not going to lie. Come out to the other side, do the same thing. Bring this panel up, tab it into place. Grab the whole front end here. Reach under the bottom here and just kind of pull it forward. And that's going to untab the wheels and these panels out of the way there. You can take this piece right here with the ladder and just go ahead and fold this straight up like so. Same thing on the other side. Fold that all the way up like so. And let's see. Yeah, we're going to take these panels up here at the top. You got to get in there. And pull these all the way up. So that little light is going to tab into that slot right there. And then this piece is going to accordion up and over onto the arm like that. We'll do the same thing over here. Get in there. Bring the panel up. Light into the slot and accordion back. Take this panel and just kind of get it up and out of the way. That should now allow us to take this entire, we're going to see, let's do this back here. This panel back here, this is tabbed in there and there. And it's also got some very soft tabs here in the front. So just kind of pull this back and up and then just kind of rotate it. That's going to get it out of the way for you, like right there. Separate these ever so slightly, just enough to take these panels right here and push them down on each side like that. And now we're going to start working out the arms. So grab this whole piece right here and just kind of turn it outwards like that. That's going to allow you to bring the arm out, and then you can bring the entire rest of the arm out in classic Prime style, just like that. While you're in here, reach in here and get that fist out. Close this panel and rotate 180 degrees, and that's the arm right there. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. So we're just going to grab this whole thing and just kind of rotate it outwards. enough to get this panel out. Once we do that, we can bring the arm out in classic Prime style, just like that. Get the fist out. This is actually going to tab in there. So close that panel, tab it in place, and rotate the arm 180 degrees. And there are the arms pretty much all done. Reach up here. This panel here, this little bitty panel on the back here, this is going to flip forward, and then this one is going to flip all the way back like that, and that's going to allow you to rotate the head up and over just like that. Take the two windshields, and you see the little posts back there, so these are just going to push straight back like that, and like that. That's going to give them that angle and that separation right there in the center. That should get us right about where we need to be to rotate this entire top of the robot, of the torso right here. So, oh, here we go. Take this little piece here and fold it down. That's going to give us a little bit more clearance. Watch the arms as we go around and rotate them all the way around like that. While we're here, let's see. This is kind of difficult to show. So we're going to take this wheel piece here. We're going to bring this up. And you see that there's a double hinge right there. Let me get that right in there. So we're just going to bring the hinge up and over so that this pin is on this side. We want this panel oriented in the same way, because this panel, the panel itself does rotate on this pin, but we don't want to turn the panel. We want this tab facing the direction that it's facing now. So we're just going to come up and over like that. Okay? So this panel stayed facing the same way. And now bend it upwards. It'll fit better once we straighten them out. We'll get there in a second. So we'll do the same thing over here. So we're going to bring this up, and we're just going to up and over it at the hinge, not at the panel. Since we are down here, go ahead and take this butt plate right here and open this up all the way. And that is now going to allow us to bring the legs down like so. There is going to be the tab in a slot right there. So it is going to tab into place just like that. That is now going to allow us to bring those wheels the rest of the way up, like I was trying to show you, just like that. Okay, so those are now in there. This panel is going to come in, and there are tabs. See these tabs, or these slots rather, that are at an angle right there? Those are going to tab into the front of these wheel panels there and there. So just accordion this in. And just kind of take a look on the side here, and you'll see right there and right there. Those are going to tab in right there. Okay? Now, bring this whole panel down. This is on a double hinge. This slot needs to go into this tab at the top of the neck right there. So we're just going to turn this, and we're going to tab that right into the back of the neck right there. Get it nice and straightened out, and that's pretty much the top of the robot mode right there. And really, the more complex pieces, all of the panel folding, that was all done right there. So the rest of what's left here is pretty much cake. So we're going to take the back of the truck here, and we're going to split it in half. And watch these hinges right here. So the foot here is on a double hinge. So you're going to bring this. Let's see. Do we want to do this part? Yes, we do. Okay, so we're going to take the wheels and just untab them. The wheels are tabbed in right there. So just untab the wheel and bring it out, and then just kind of bring it over like that. So same thing here. Untab the wheel, bring it up and out. Take these panels here, fold them out, just get them out of the way. All right, watch this foot right here. So this is on a double hinge. So what we want to do here is we're going to bring the whole foot over. See how that turns right there? And now we're going to bring it back, but we're going to bring that hinge with us like that. So you see how that foot just came up and out right here. That's what we're going to do. So turn this, and then turn it again, bring in that hinge up with us, and then that's going to let us bring the foot down just like that. Alrighty, come around the back. Do we want the back? Do we want the side? Yeah, let's do the sides here. Let's get the arms out of the way. Take these panels right here and just untab these like so. And then the gas tanks are tabbed in. These are die cast, so be careful here. These are tabbed into this side panel here, and it can be quite tight. I've had a hard time getting these the first couple of times. I found out that if you turn the leg, that'll help you. That'll actually assist in getting that untabbed. Once you do that, bring the tank all the way down. You can close this back up. This is going to come down. Actually, bring the wheels up first and then bring this down. There's the tab and a slot right there. That's going to hold everything together like that. Unpeg this shin panel. This shin panel is tabbed in right there. So untap that, spin it around, and then when we bring it down, that slot is going to tab into the bottom of the gas tank right there. Like so. Come around the back of the foot right here. This bumper piece is going to fold in at an angle, and then this outer piece is going to fold back again to clean up the foot. There's your foot, all done. So we'll do that again over here. We're going to open up this panel, untab the gas tank, flip it down, cover it up with the wheels, and then secure the wheels in place. Close this panel, untab the shin piece, rotate it, bring it down, and tab into the bottom of the leg. Right there. Come around the back, take the bumper, angle it, and then angle the outer piece. Get him nice and straightened out. And there is MPM 12 Optimus Prime in robot mode, and he looks absolutely fantastic. And here in robot mode, Prime stands approximately 10 inches tall, and he looks absolutely, guys, I can't get over this. He looks so good. He looks exactly like he did in the Bumblebee movie, and he looks exactly like what I have personally always wanted a live-action Optimus Prime to look like. This is fantastic. I love everything about this. Coming in close, let's take a look at the head. The head is really cool because not only is it just beautifully detailed, I absolutely love this. Check this out. The ears are soft rubber. So when you're transforming him, for once, finally, we don't have to worry about snapping his ears off when we're transforming him. I think that's absolutely just brilliant. That was a really good idea right there. Taking a look at all the details, you got the clear windows right there, nice and angled. You got the Autobot logos right here on the arms. These smokestacks are supposed to be facing backwards. I rotated them the wrong way, so let's do that. There we go. And yeah, keep going all the way down the body here, so you can see all of the detail for his torso. That looks really good. All of the detail on the arm right there. I love that they worked in the little arrows for the forearms, just like in G1. That's really well done. And just kind of finishing off the rest of the robot. Check that out. A lot of very, very good detail gone into this robot right here. This guy looks amazing. Let's get him standing straight one more time. Let's go all the way around. So you can see not a lot of cable, actually no cable really whatsoever, and not a lot of vehicle parts really hanging out. I can see an argument for these right here, but honestly, I think they're pretty well hidden away. They don't bother me at all, but I can see an argument for these. But other than that, not a lot of vehicle hanging out. Everything is where it should be, and he looks fantastic. I really love the way this guy looks. This is I've had this guy for a few days now, and I just can't stop fiddling with him. This is just a fantastic figure. Articulation wise, the head can rotate side to side. It can do a little bit of up and down, not a whole lot. Arms can go forward and backwards all the way around. They can go in and out. And you can see the little panel right there is spring loaded, so this is going to get out of the way for you and make a room for articulation. So that's pretty cool. And there's that little cat ear panel, you know, and again, that was like that in the movie. So that's why that's there. But yeah, it gets in the way of the vehicle mode. I get it. Rotation at the bicep. You got a bend at the elbow. You got a rotation at the wrist. The thumb is on a ball joint, and then the fingers are hinged. They are at a 90 degree. They're hinged at the first knuckle right there. And there is a slot for the weapon inside of the palm. Right arm is the same exact. The only difference here is that you got your index finger is individual from the other three. But other than that, it's still the same 90 degree angle, and the only one hinge right there at the first knuckle. That's it. You have a rotation at the waist. The legs can go forward that far, back that far, side that far, rotate right above the knee, bend at the knee about 90 degrees, and then the ankles can pivot forward and backward just a little bit, and you got ankle tilt as well for wide stances. Very, very nice. Before I show you the weapon, let me show you the matrix. So he does have the matrix, and all you got to do is open up his chest. And there it is, right there. Now, this can be a little, it is die cast, and it can be a little hard to get out. I had it in a way where I could just tap it out. Okay, good, it stayed. If you press it in there, it's going to stay in there. it's going to be very difficult to get it out. So I have just been barely putting it in there and then letting the windows kind of close over it and push it in just enough to hold it in there, so that I can do exactly what you saw me do just now, which is just kind of tap it and get it to come out. That seems to be working okay. Let's bring it in close so you can see all the details on the matrix. And again, we got a very G1 inspired matrix right there, looking really nice. This is die cast. It's heavy. It's got some heft to it. And you've got that hole in the back there so that we can peg it right there into the chest. So now let's do that. I haven't actually done this, but the matrix itself is sized in such a way that his hands will actually fit around it. So let's try that, because I actually haven't done this, and they do show this in the back of the box as a thing that you can do with him. So he can actually hold the matrix properly in his hands. Check that out. He can actually put all of his fingers inside of the handles. So that's really good. That's nice. Very, very well done. I like that a lot. Not something that I tend to do. I don't think I've ever actually displayed any of my figures holding the matrix ever. I don't think. It's been a long time collecting Optimus Primes, but I really do think that's not a thing I've ever done. That being said, it's nice that they did that, because usually the matrix is small. It's sized in such a way that the figure can't actually hold it properly, like you would have seen in the animated movie originally. So it's cool that they actually did that with this guy. So here's what I do. I just barely put it in there. As you can see, it's gonna fall right there, right? So this is what I've been doing. I've been just barely putting it in there, and then I'm just closing the windows, and I'm letting the windows do the work, and just close it and push it in far enough to where now if I open this back up again, it's there. You see, it's not falling, but if I do that, it will come out. So that's the way I've been doing it, because otherwise you got to get a little tool and try to get in there to wedge it out. And again, it's die cast, and you run the risk of scratching something and damaging it, and I don't want to do that. So that's the way I've been doing it. Now let's take a look at the weapon. And again, the weapon, this is the storage more for the weapon. And he does have, I showed you the one side with the 2 tabs. The other side has the 1 tab. So you can come around the back here, and he's got a slot right there on his butt plate. And you can actually just tab that into the back right there. That's his storage option for the robot mode. And that doesn't look bad. It looks like he has something back there, but it's not very obtrusive. It's there. So that works. I don't mind that one at all. Now you can take this again and take that back out. Unfold it. It's on a double hinge. And the handles have a slot, or rather a tab, on each side of the handle. Right, so you got those slots inside of the arms, so all you got to do here is get the thumb out of the way and slot the weapon in place. Close your fingers around it, and you'll be holding your weapon. There you go. So there's Prime now holding his weapon. Let's get him standing nice and straight, and we'll do some comparisons. There he goes. That looks good. I really, really like the way this figure looks. All right, so let's do a couple of comparisons here one more time. Here he is next to Studio Series Optimus Prime. So you can see, again, not far off at all. I think this absolutely looks a lot closer to the CG model that we saw in the movie. But this guy also did a very good job of it, and I love this. I love both of these figures a lot. So I do believe, though, I do think that this guy did the vehicle mode a lot better than this guy. But robot mode, I think they're on par. Maybe this guy is actually just a little better, but there you go. Here he is with the movie, the first movie masterpiece Prime. He is a little shorter. I was not going to transform this guy into vehicle mode. This is not a fun, this is a beautiful figure, but this is not a fun figure to transform. So I was just not going to frustrate myself with that. But here they are in robot mode, so you can see, the first trilogy and then the Bumblebee movie primes together, so you can see basically, I guess, what he's going to evolve into. But there you go. I guess he's going to, since it's a bigger truck, maybe he's going to get taller. I don't know. Yeah, mass shifting. There's that. And then finally, one more time, here he is with the Wei Jiang M01 Commander. This is the KO oversized, quite bigger. But again, what he's going to evolve into. I love how this figure does a G1 truck that turns into a Bayverse movie Prime. It's just so cool to me how this figure does that. But there you go. So you can see what these guys look like together. Absolutely love that I got this figure. It's one that I've been looking forward to. I know there's some discussion and some controversy about it. The truck mode is not perfect. You got those cat eaters up there that people don't like. They don't bother me as much. The back of the vehicle is a little convoluted. It's not a perfect Earth mode truck. And I think that they missed the point in that, because I think the point of the Masterpiece figures is to have a perfect vehicle mode that transforms into a perfect robot mode. That's the whole point of Masterpiece, is it not? If I'm wrong, go in the comments and correct me, but I think that's the whole point. So this figure kind of missed that point. That vehicle mode, that's not a perfect vehicle mode. It's not terrible, but it's just not. It's not a perfect Earth mode. So there's that. However, transformation is complex while not being complicated. It's interesting. It's fun to do. It's really cool to see where all the pieces move and how everything fits into each other. And then finally, you get an absolutely gorgeous robot mode that's going to make a fantastic addition to any Optimus Prime shelf. And I think that about does it for the Transformers Masterpiece MPM 12 Bumblebee Movie Optimus Prime. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got a donate button up there. If you want to hit on that, I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time on That's Just Prime.